So I was talking to some of my peoples, letting them know I'm going back to Colombia soon. Gonna be sliding through Medellin and Cali and Cartagena again very, very soon. But they were asking me about the prices and stuff, which this question comes up a lot when people talk about Colombia, like, oh, how much does it cost to go there? How much is this? How much are the women? How much are the flights and all this stuff? So we're about to break it all down in one video so you can get just more information on what you need to save up if you're saving for a trip, or how much you need to put to the side. Because if you don't know how much something costs, if you don't know the information about a place, then how can you know what you're gonna need? How can you know what you're gonna need, and how you gonna get there? You feel me? If you don't have the right information. So we about to break it all down. Boom. So the first category we're going to talk about is the flights. So let's put flights. Now, flights, it varies, depending on where you are in the world, where you're traveling from. For me, if I get a flight within within 3 weeks, it's going to be about 500 and up. If I book a month or two in advance, it's going to be about 400 to 500 USD. We're talking about all USD, by the way. So yeah, like I said, it's going to vary from where you are in the world. If you're closer, it's going to cost less. You further away, it's going to cost more. Of course, there's different flight hacks you can use. There's points and miles and stuff if you got stuff built up to lower down this cost. Of course, even if you got points and stuff, you still got to pay your taxes and fees on that flight. So just keep all that in mind. But yeah, the flight is usually some people know like flights cost. Like it's flying is a luxury, especially in today's economy. So that's roughly the amount you're gonna need, give or take of 100 or two that you're gonna need for your flight. So next we're gonna talk about your stay, man. Your stay, this is the same thing. It can vary depending on the type of guy you are. Are you flying alone? Are you going with people? I would say roughly have 100 a night for your stay, but it can be a lot lower. You can stay in a hostel, like look up like the best hostels. Me, I usually go Airbnb every time. Certain places I do go hotel, but I rarely ever stay in like the local hostels and stuff like that. So I can't give too much information on that, but I know they can go down as much as like 30, 20 a night and stuff like that. Give or take a few. Me, Airbnb, it's gonna be at least, I'd say, for something that you would want to stay in, I'd say 75 to 150 a night. That's on the high end. If you got a lot of friends, you might get a villa, you might get a bigger place that costs a little more, but of course you're gonna be splitting that price, making it a lot easier. But solo, this is about the range that I would stay in. So I'm not spending too much, but I'm not in a place that's gonna be dangerous. Like I always say, and especially Colombia, you always want a doorman. You always want to be in a decent area. You don't want to just be in any old spot, random place in the city, especially if you're alone. And next is food, man. Food is it's kind of an easy one, man, because you can go to nice restaurants and get decent meals for $8 to $12 to $15, and have a nice meal from a restaurant. Get you a drink, it might be a little bit more. So for a whole day, it just depends on the type of guy you are. Me, when I'm traveling, I'm not eating more than once or twice a day. So I say on the high end, like $40 a day for food, but that's really on the high end, like you going to restaurants and stuff rather than just getting something quick or like some street food. Me, I eat like seafood, especially in like Cartagena. They have a lot of seafood options. A lot of people don't like the food in Colombia, but it's not the most seasoned, but it's not bad to me. It's not bad to me. That's subject to opinion. So food, I'd say to stay safe, we'll go 30. No, no, no. We'll go 25 to 50 a day USD. Uh You fix that. Let me fix that. There, boom. Now, getting around the city, taxi slash Uber. A lot of guys they do rent cars in these places. I don't rent cars in Latin America because people can't drive. And I would rent a car if I'm planning on doing like some solo far travel, which I mean you don't really want to do that. At least not alone. You at least want to have somebody from there with you. So that's why it's good to get a tour guide or something like that if you're going to be traveling into like dangerous territory. So I say taxi and Uber really depends on which one of the cities you're in, and you gotta keep in mind that if you're taking taxis, they will try to tax you. So, but usually, like to get from one part of the city to the other part in these places, it's not really that much per trip. So I'd say maybe $30 a day. You know, maybe $30 could be more depending if you're moving around a lot. A lot of times places are very walkable, so it's not too much that you need to like yeah, if you're going to go to a specific location or like a specific tourist spot, then yeah, you might want to take that taxi or public transportation or whatever they got. I'd say let's let's keep it like 30 a day, you know, which like I said, if you got other people with you, you're gonna be splitting these rides and stuff like that. So it's not really gonna be much at all. Make sure you tipping the people and like boosting the economy. That's why I say 30, because you don't be like, yeah, protect your wallet, keep your coins, but you know, these people that you getting experience from these places. So make sure you're looking out somewhat. Now fun, and we're gonna talk about just regular fun first. You know, excursions, activities, tripping, excursions, activities, tours, all these things, jet skis and stuff like that. Now we're gonna talk about for your whole trip. And like I say, just if you don't do these things, subtract. Like you're not going to take no tours, you're not going to ride jet skis, you're not going to take no boat rides or go to the different islands or ride to the other parts of the beaches and stuff like that, or if events, if you're in Medellin or Cartagena, or you want like salsa classes and stuff like that. It's a lot of different options of things to do for fun. So I'd say for your whole trip, you go in there like 3 4 days, have like 200, 250 for your fun. You know what I'm saying 200, 250. I say that's a good amount on the high end. You know what I'm saying? Like that's good if you don't have that's good if like you're planning to do specific things. Like yeah, they're gonna try to charge you 100 for the jet skis. You might can get it a little bit lower, but it's up to you how much Spanish you know and how much skill you have when it comes to negotiating and dealing with people. So I'd say your regular fund probably about 250 USD. And that's on the high end. It could be more, it could be less, maybe you renting the boats, yachts and things like that. We just trying to keep it average for the average guy going there. I know some of y'all big ballers, that's some of y'all frugal and you know trying to save your coins. So it just depends. Next up, we're gonna go to nightlife. Nightlife. Now, depending on like some of you guys, y'all not nightlife dudes. Some of y'all are, and some of y'all big spenders in the club. Some of y'all not. Now I tell you, yeah, if you try to have a good time, get a table in a section at one of the more known spots, you might be spending like 150, 200 on a bottle. You know, you might be getting some hookah and stuff like that. You know, me, I don't like if I'm going big ball, it's gonna be like one night out of my trip. Some guys like to do it every night. So I say nightlife, and of course, but like I say, you go in with other people, you're gonna be splitting these costs, so it's not gonna be as much as it looks like. So I say nightlife. That could be the same as how like your other fund could be 250, could be just $100. Like your whole trip, you just buying drinks for yourself in certain clubs. So I say. In the low end, about 100 to, if you're a big baller, you could be spending like 400, just depending on what type of guy you are. So that's gonna be a bigger range. We're gonna put 100 to 400. Some of y'all big ballers, some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Because mind you, 400, if you in a place like Miami, that's the starter price. But if you in Cartagena, oh, you doing it big. You're doing it big if you spending 400 in a night. That's something. And last but certainly not least, man, we have your other fun, man. You have your other fun now. Like I said, this can be a big range too. It just depends on what type of guy you are. You got some guys like to go to the strip club. Some guys just like to pay for a girl straight away. Some guys, whatever you want to do, however you want to do it. Like I always say, just make sure you getting the best bang you can get for your buck. And I'll say we can really break this down. We can really break this down because when we talk about just just the girls, just the pay for play guys, you know what I'm saying? It just depends on your negotiation level. But let's come down here and we're gonna put P for P. You know what I'm saying? And we talking about something of like quality, not just the crackhead on the street or something like that. Something of at least a decent quality. Let's say if you a guy that know what you're doing out there, let's say 40 to 80. Let's say 40 to 80 for that. I think that's a good range of from what I've heard from other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you got some guys that are spending 100, 150 up towards that. And it's usually like the older white man and stuff like that. But if you're a guy, like you look like you have options, this is a good range for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be blowing a whole bag or something that you probably would spend in America out there. Let's just say it like that. Like strip club, I can't really give y'all a good estimate for that because I never been to like a strip club in Colombia, but if it's like anywhere else, I'd say you're probably gonna need this right here plus a little bit something because usually the club is trying to get something out of that. I know they do have like certain clubs that they have like rooms and stuff for rent in the back and things like that. Plus, you're probably gonna get drinks. You might get a dance or something. So I say like strip clubs, you might want to double this. You might want to double this right here. I think we talked about massages in another video. We can put that down here too. Hopefully I didn't spell nothing wrong. Let me put the USD so make sure I'm being clear. I honestly cannot remember the exact amount for the massages, but I think just a standard regular one, probably about 30 USD. And then, if you want the specialness, you probably gonna double that. So our total with all the high end numbers is about 1,500, which isn't bad depending on how many days you're staying. Like I said, that's not accounting for if your stay is 150 a night or more, and it's not counting for you are if you are using your P for P time. Like if you're doing this multiple times, so like I say, what I recommend is gonna be about this number, but depending on what type of guy you are, it could be up to like 2 bands, so up to 2,000. So just depending on what type of guy you are, I would keep it in this $1,500 to $2,000 range if you're trying to get like a complete experience. It's your first time out there. You trying to make sure you got everything intact. And mind you, it's like minus the stay and minus the flights, it's not really that much. 5, 6, $700 for to play around with. I don't think that's bad right there. So like I feel like this is a good number because a lot of guys not gonna do jet ski, spend $400 in the club, and then buy 2, 3 girls a day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully you I mean, to me, shit, do whatever you want to do, but you know what I'm saying? Just like I said, stay within your budget, man. But that's gonna be the end of this video. Hopefully you got some valuable information from this. As always, I love y'all.